Mars gravity is real enough that your body stops fighting, and that's exactly what makes it permanent. In zero gravity, your muscles scream from day one. On Mars, they go quiet, they adapt, they optimize. And by the time the optimization is complete, Earth isn't a home you left behind. It's a crushing load your body was redesigned to never carry again. You land on Mars and you feel it immediately. 3 times lighter than Earth, which means everything you pick up feels like a toy. You walk for hours without fatigue. Your back doesn't ache. Your knees don't complain. For the first time in your life, your body isn't fighting gravity, it's coasting on it. You sleep well, you work well, you feel, honestly, better than you did on Earth. That's the trap. And that's not even the part that kills most people. The trap works because Mars has just enough gravity. Not enough to keep you healthy, enough to convince your body that everything is fine. In zero gravity, like aboard a space station, you feel weak within days. Your muscles know something is wrong. Your body throws up warnings. On Mars, your body doesn't throw up warnings. Mars feels like a gift, and gifts don't come with warning labels. In 2026, researchers aboard the International Space Station ran a study using mice exposed to 4 different gravity levels: zero gravity, 1/3 of Earth's gravity, 2/3 of Earth's gravity, and full Earth gravity across 27 days. That's less than a month. The group kept at 1/3 of Earth's gravity, nearly identical to Mars, showed measurable muscle degradation within that window. Not after a year, not after months, in 27 days. Now imagine what the calendar looks like after 14 months on the surface, after 2 years. The numbers stop being theoretical and start being you. The critical number the study found is 2/3 of Earth's gravity. That's the minimum. Below that line, muscles don't just shrink, they change. And that's the part nobody in the Mars colonization pitch decks is talking about. Here's what change means. Your muscles aren't a single type of tissue, they're 2. Fast twitch fibers are built for load-bearing movement, the kind you do when you stand up from a chair, carry groceries upstairs, or catch yourself when you trip. Slow twitch fibers are built for endurance, low-load, steady movement, walking on a flat surface, slow swimming, gentle work. Earth keeps your fast twitch fibers active because Earth is constantly demanding them. Everything you lift weighs exactly as much as it should to keep those fibers alive. On Mars, fast twitch fibers are wasteful. Your body is efficient. It doesn't maintain capacity it isn't using. That would be like keeping a truck engine running in a car that never leaves the driveway. So your body starts converting. Fast twitch becomes slow twitch, tuned for Martian load, Martian gravity, Martian life. The 2026 study found that this conversion did not reverse at lower gravity thresholds. But those mice back under normal Earth conditions, the fibers didn't come back. The body had accepted the new baseline and moved on. After a year on Mars, your skeleton is lighter. Your heart pumps against lower demand and begins to shrink accordingly. Your cardiovascular system, the entire network of muscle and pressure that pushes blood from your feet to your brain, retools itself around a world where blood doesn't weigh as much. It becomes a system built for Mars. Efficient on Mars, dangerous anywhere else. Here's where the chain starts, and each link is its own catastrophe. First link. Your fast twitch muscle fibers convert to slow twitch. This isn't dramatic. You don't feel it. You just gradually stop noticing that heavy things seem a little easier because Mars has already lowered the definition of heavy. Your arms still work. Your legs still walk. You function. The alarm never sounds. Second link. Because your muscles are retuned for low load, your tendons and ligaments, the connective tissue that holds joints together and transfers force, begin adjusting their tension. On Earth, tendons are kept under constant, gentle stress by the weight of your own body. That stress is what keeps them healthy, thick, and strong.
On Mars, the stress drops. The tendons thin. Not painfully, not visibly, quietly. Third link. Your cardiovascular system begins remodeling around lower demand. Your heart is a muscle. Like every other muscle in your body, it doesn't maintain capacity beyond what it needs. In a world where blood is 3 times lighter and blood pressure is easier to manage, the heart finds less resistance. Over months, the heart wall thins slightly. Stroke volume drops. The system becomes efficient for low gravity. On Earth, that efficiency would read as dangerous heart weakness.
Fourth link, and this is the point of no return. You try to stand up on Earth. Not run, not carry anything, just stand. Your cardiovascular system, remodeled for Mars pressure levels, suddenly has to push blood against full Earth gravity, 3 times the load it was designed for. Blood pools in your legs, your pressure drops, your vision tunnels. Your legs, carrying fast-twitch depleted muscles, supporting thinned tendons over a skeleton that shed density for efficiency, take your full Earth weight for the first time in 18 months. That is the moment. Not gradual, not theoretical. Day 1 back on Earth, on the landing pad, when someone takes your arm to help you out of the capsule and your legs simply don't hold. Scott Kelly lived this. 18 months of zero gravity, 2 hours of exercise every day, every countermeasure science could provide, and he still couldn't walk unassisted when he touched down. That was zero gravity, with maximum resistance training. Mars gives you 38% of Earth's gravity, just enough that your body reads the exercise as working and quietly stops compensating for the loss underneath. The obvious answer is to exercise. ISS astronauts exercise 6 days a week, 2 hours a day, resistance training, treadmill, cycling, and they come home alive. Mars colonists can do the same. If it works in zero gravity, it'll work in partial gravity. Exercise is the answer. The first part is correct. Exercise slows the loss. In zero gravity, without any exercise, muscles can lose 20% of their mass in just a few weeks. 2 hours of daily training cuts that down dramatically. The idea isn't wrong. Exercise genuinely helps. Here's where it breaks. In zero gravity, exercise works because your body knows something is wrong. The signals are clear. Muscles are hanging in weightlessness, and when you put them under resistance, every fiber responds because every fiber knows the baseline is wrong. The body is in crisis mode, and exercise is a direct intervention against that crisis. On Mars, your body doesn't know anything is wrong. Mars gravity reads as real gravity. It's not zero, it's not a crisis. It's 38% of Earth's gravity. And your body interprets that as the new normal. When you exercise under Martian gravity, you feel the burn. Your muscles work. You sweat. You feel like it's helping. But the 2026 study tested mice that moved freely in the 1/3 gravity environment, not sedentary mice, active mice, and still found measurable muscle fiber conversion within 27 days. Movement alone didn't stop the shift. The body needs a gravity load above 2/3 of Earth's to maintain muscle fiber composition. Mars provides 38%. Your daily workout can't close a gap that large. You're working hard inside a range that's already too low. It's like trying to keep warm with a candle inside a freezer. The effort is real, the candle burns, the temperature still drops. What would actually work, according to the researchers, is artificial gravity. A rotating structure inside your habitat that spins fast enough to simulate at least 2/3 of Earth's gravity for multiple hours per day. Every cell in your body needs to spend significant time at that threshold, not just during exercise, but while sleeping, eating, working. No Mars habitat currently being designed includes this. Not one. The centrifuge systems that could deliver the required gravity load for the required duration don't exist in any mission architecture on any drawing board. They're too heavy to launch,
too complex to build on the surface, too expensive to prioritize against the other engineering problems that need solving first. The researchers didn't speculate about this. They named it directly. If humans arrive on Mars without artificial gravity systems, they are accepting a one-way biological transformation. The rocket can bring you back. Your body cannot follow. March 2, 2016. Scott Kelly lands in Kazakhstan after 340 days aboard the International Space Station. He is 52 years old and physically fit by any reasonable measure. He has exercised 2 hours per day, every day, for nearly a year in space. His team is ready. The recovery crew is there. Everything went according to plan. They help him out of the capsule. His legs don't hold. He requires physical assistance to stand, not help with balance, actual support, because his legs cannot bear his Earth-normal weight without assistance. After 340 days of daily exercise with every countermeasure science had developed to that point, his muscles have lost enough mass and structural integrity that walking is not immediately possible. He spends months in rehabilitation. Full recovery takes the better part of a year. What Kelly knew when he got in that capsule: exercise protocols, the science of muscle loss in zero gravity, the full weight of NASA's experience with long-duration spaceflight. He knew the risks. He did everything right. What neither Kelly nor anyone else fully knew at that moment, what the minimum gravity threshold for preventing muscle fiber conversion actually was. The 2026 ISS study, using gravity levels that Kelly's mission couldn't test, would later reveal that the problem isn't just muscle mass loss, it's muscle fiber type conversion, which happens at any gravity below 2/3 of Earth's, and which doesn't reverse when you return to higher gravity. Kelly's mission told us how bad zero gravity is, with perfect countermeasures. The 2026 study told us that Mars, with its 38% gravity that feels so much more livable, may be worse. Because at least in zero gravity, you know you're losing. On Mars, you feel fine until the day you try to come home. Kelly's story is the best case version. Maximum preparation, maximum countermeasures, zero gravity, and he still couldn't walk. Mars colonists would have less gravity stimulus than Kelly's zero-gravity exercise regime could compensate for, in a gravity environment that prevents their bodies from recognizing the threat for 18 months or more between launch windows. The math on that isn't theoretical. The math is Kelly's legs on landing day, multiplied by time, multiplied by a gravity reading the body mistakes for safety. The gravity that makes Mars survivable is exactly what makes the damage invisible. That's the irony that sits at the center of every Mars colonization pitch. You walk there, you lift things there, you feel human there. The body adapts without alarm, without pain, without any signal that anything is wrong. The trap works precisely because it doesn't feel like a trap. There isn't a solution yet, not a complete one. The study authors named 2 partial answers: intense exercise and artificial gravity, and noted that neither exists in a form adequate to the scale of the problem. The exercise ceiling has been tested and found too low. The artificial gravity systems don't exist in any planned Mars architecture, and the timeline doesn't wait. Measurable muscle fiber conversion begins in under a month. A 14-month stay on the surface, followed by a 7-month return trip in microgravity, adds compounding damage to a system that was already being quietly rewritten from day one. The rocket can make the return trip. Physics has no objection to the spacecraft coming back, but the people inside it, after a year or more in a gravity field that the body reads as normal, that converts muscle fiber composition in ways that don't reverse, that quietly dismantles the cardiovascular infrastructure built for Earth, those people may no longer be able to survive the arrival. They land, they try to stand, and the body that left Earth 18 months ago
now optimized for a world with less than half the gravity required to maintain it, meets Earth's full weight for the first time. That's not a failure of engineering. That's not a failure of mission planning. That's the exact threshold the 2026 study found: 2/3 of Earth's gravity, which Mars cannot provide, which no current Mars habitat is designed to compensate for. A number that doesn't change based on mission budget, or political will, or how badly anyone wants the return trip to work. The brochures show the rocket landing back on Earth. They don't show what happens when the hatch opens.